Ariel, what's the latest on Dillashaw's status?
The New York State Athletic Commission, I'm told via sources, has suspended TJ Dillashaw for 1 year retroactive to that January 19th date. But this is massive news, of course. He is no longer the UFC champion. He's now been stripped of the title, and now the UFC has to move on from here. Gigantic news this morning.
All right, so we just gave you the Dillashaw news. He's vacating the UFC bantamweight title. Who gets this opportunity now?
So that is very much up in the air right now. The title is vacant, so they're trying to figure out. I think the front runners are Marlon Moraes, who really was the #1 contender. Everyone thought he should have been fighting for the belt next, but he was sort of the odd man out before this news happened. Now, and I think he will fight Henry Cejudo. It seems like all the stars are aligning for that matchup to happen. So Cejudo's the 125-pound champion. He'll move up to 135, and it seems like they're going to match those two up to probably expedite the process of phasing out the flyweight division.
Cody, straight down in front here. One of the accusations made at TJ was the fact that he'd taken some special supplements.
Oh, yeah, the guy's on everything.
Yeah.
He's on everything.
TJ?
Yeah, I'm on everything. They test me every day, so I'm on everything.
It's funny, you're the one that showed everyone how to do it on Team Alpha Male.
Yeah, I'm the one that's now bringing it in.
Him.
Yeah.
Look at him. He has nothing to say.
Bros.
I speak the facts.
And your biggest star, Conor McGregor, was in Boston the other day. He went to the Bruins game, but he said in an interview with a Boston television station that he's negotiating with you for a summer return. I would assume that means International Fight Week here in Las Vegas. So can you fill me in on what's going on there?
Yeah, I would like to see, first of all, if you look at the landscape right now with that division, Conor, Khabib both get in trouble. Khabib's out till September. Conor, suspension is up. Now we got Poirier, Max and Poirier fighting. Once everything starts to play out here, we'll figure out what's next and where Conor fits into this whole puzzle.
So when he says that he's negotiating with you for a summer return, that's not your understanding? Because he said, I'm negotiating for a summer return.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why would you not put Conor in the main event of a show against Donald Cerrone? I mean, that would seem to make sense to me. I mean, people love Conor. Donald Cerrone, one of the most exciting fighters in the world. That fight would be about as off the hook as any UFC fight could be, and yet you're saying you're not going to put it on the main event. I don't get that.
I agree, but we've never done. We've done it maybe once. I think we did Diaz versus Anderson Silva, and didn't get a good response.
Isn't Conor different than those guys?
100%. But so you think I should start putting main events on that aren't title fights?
I think in certain cases, I mean, I'm not saying do that all the time, but I think
I like it. No, I like it.
I think
because you guys would be the first one ripping me if I did it.
I wouldn't rip you.
Yeah, all right.
So what really sparked this decision? I mean, was that yours? Was it a team effort? What kind of made you make that decision?
After the Ferguson fight, I watched the fight, and I had 5 weeks to prepare for that fight, and I feel like my weight cut hindered my performance.
I feel like, I see where I'm at. Ferguson, I dropped him twice, hurt my hand, but I felt the weight cut in the fight, so that was a big factor of it. Another thing is 155 is kind of jammed up, I don't know who's next, who's what. Top 10, I pretty much fought them all. So trying for a new division, new set of faces, and there's some good fights at 70 for me.
Do you feel right now that you fit into this division?
Bro, I'm about to tear it up. I just feel so good. I feel like if he wins, he's better than me. That's it. There's no excuses on my end. I busted my butt for this training camp. The weight's perfectly on point. My energy's on 10 for being so close. And, it just feels like the right move.
Your training partner, teammate Tyron, has fought him twice, but what kind of knowledge was he able to share?
He said hit him. Pretty much just hit him. But Wonderboy's styles is like one of them styles that I love to watch. I come up from a traditional background. I'm looking forward to the challenge, figuring out that puzzle in there. My whole life I spent at that range, at that Taekwondo martial arts range. So not much he can throw that I haven't seen before.
Your division no longer has a champion, and you're one of the top dogs in that division. Sounds to me like you want in. I've seen the social media posts.
Yeah, I'm definitely throwing my hat in the mix. This has been a long journey. This has been the culmination of everything I've worked so hard for, and a couple ups and downs on this roller coaster. But I'm back at the top, and I'm ready to keep climbing those ranks to that UFC gold.
Now, we have a strong feeling that Moraes might be next. And, of course, he gave you your last loss. But since then, you've gotten on a 3-fight win streak against some really tough hombres. So tell our listening audience why you think the rematch isn't too soon after that recent loss to Moraes.
First, it was a year ago. Second, it was a short notice fight where I literally didn't do any homework or any study on him whatsoever. I came into that fight super overconfident and not giving him the respect he deserved just based off of his last few performances, which were like split decisions with Dotson and Assunção. So, I thought I had my work pretty much cut out for me in the easiest way possible. And third, I beat 3 guys. I beat Brett Johns, who then gave him his first loss, who was undefeated. Then fought Pedro Munoz, who gave him his second loss. And that was a close back-and-forth fight where I shut Brett Johns down from the beginning of the bell to the end of the bell. Then I fought Cody Stamen. I finished his ass. I fought Jimmie Rivera, who also beat Pedro Munoz in a back-and-forth fight. And I shut his ass down, too. So when you look at the rankings, Marlon just beat Assunção. Who else is there for him to really fight besides Henry Cejudo, who's never fought at bantamweight before? So unless they're going to keep this moving up weight class bullshit going along, it doesn't make any other sense for anybody to get back in there besides me. I think with a full training camp, this is a completely different fight.
About 10 months or something since your last fight.
Yeah.
You had a little injury there and everything. Just talk about the recovery process.
Yeah, so at first round, the Till fight, I'm tearing my MCL. I've had 4 knee surgeries on my left knee, 2 on my right. And so, for some reason, that injury took a lot longer to heal up than normal. So, of course, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 36 years old. So, it took a little bit of time for the swelling to get down. And, it took about 2 months for that to happen. And I was right back into training camp and getting ready for fights, and just couldn't get one, to be honest with you. And I tried to fight Robbie Lawler, it didn't happen. Ponzinibbio, Leon Edwards, and nothing just came to fruition. And then I was actually headed to Denver, Colorado for a snowboarding trip, and I took my phone off airplane mode, and my phone was blowing up. I'm like, what's going on? And I looked down, I saw that Anthony Pettis called me out. I'm like, wow, well, let's get this thing happening. I've always been a fan of Anthony Pettis anyway, just because we have similar styles. So I think it's gonna be a fun fight. It's definitely a fight for the fans.
So did you kind of have to balance the risk reward of why this fight would be good for you?
Yeah, we went back and we looked. We're like, what? This I don't think will move me up in the rankings. But Anthony Pettis was the former 155 champ. He's a very exciting fighter. He's got a big following. So it's just, number one, it was great because I've been out for so long. I wanted to get back in the octagon, didn't matter who it was with, and he was the only guy ready. He was excited about it, I was excited about it, and it just made sense at the time, so here we are.
The way that TJ handled it, I commend him for being the first one to let everyone know, but I also thought, not exactly sure what to think about the fact that he decided to just, relinquish his belt without a confirmation of what it is. I mean, do you think that that's an admission of guilt in any way, shape, or form? But since he obviously has to know what is going on here.
I mean, first of all, if he, supposedly it's definitely a year, it might be more. So if he said definitely a year, the UFC is going to strip him of his belt because they want to keep it going. On the other hand, too, he could definitely be guilty of it, and it was like, oh, well, you know, I'm guilty of it. What am I going to do? I might as well let go of the belt and kind of come up on a brighter side and kind of like, all right, I'm going to let go of the belt, let the division go. You know, I fucked up. It is what it is. Let's get it going, and I'm going to step back from it. You know what I mean? Try to look like the good guy. So, you know, it goes hand in hand. You know, if they're saying a year or more for sure, what it sounds like that he let go of it, he tried to get ahead of it, but it sounds like you said, he's guilty. He's guilty of it, and now you see in social media a lot of the press conferences before the first Cody and TJ fight, how Cody was explaining, yeah, you know, he was the one that brought or steroids, whatever they're doing, you know what I mean, an alpha male, teaching people how to do it and this and that, saying all this stuff before their first fight they had for the belt. So now it's kind of coming back and biting them in the ass, especially what Cody said.